Hey rock stars, Eric Andreas, your guitar sage here, and today we're going to learn how to play Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss because it's Tim's favorite song. That's right, Tim, the guy behind the camera. It's his favorite song, and that's why we're teaching it today. Nope, not true, but we're going to play it anyhow because I love this song, and I've played it in cover bands and that sort of thing. You love this song, that's why you're watching the video. I'm going to jump into it right away, and then we'll break it apart, break all the pieces apart if you need more help. Otherwise, just watch my hands and you'll get it right away. Here we go. It goes something like this. Swirl will drive you crazy. Okay, so the verse is basically that, and then we have this. You keep on driving, you keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. Wanna rock and roll all night, party every day. Okay, that literally is the entire song, okay? Now, you know, as from the example just now, that I'm not really like a lyric ninja, if you will. I kind of don't know lyrics to songs, so that's okay. So I do a lot of humming. And a little known fact that as a kid, I thought this song was saying, I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day. You know, because like there's other stuff to do. You got jobs and clean the cat box and stuff like that. So it seemed totally legit to me. But it's and party every day, which makes a little bit more rock and roll sense now that I think about it. So back to the chords. We're going to start off with this D, and it's a D suspended. Okay, super easy to do. And basically, what you're going to do is you're going to act like you're playing a D major bar chord. But you're just going to play the second, third, and fourth string at the 7th fret, just like that. You're just playing that one little bit, and then you're going to hammer your second finger onto the suspension of this. So when you see D sus, that doesn't stand for sustain, it stands for suspension, and or suspended, and so that becomes a suspended chord. Like that, okay? So the basic bit here, what I do is I mute this 5th string with the tip of my first finger, and I don't worry about the first string. That's basically gets muted by itself. And then I hit the chord and I hammer this finger on to suspend the chord. So it's like this. So the intro sounds like. So it's a little bit faster of a hammer-on, almost like a flam. A flam is when a drummer doesn't quite hit both sticks at the same time on the drum, but there's one that just follows slightly behind it, like that sort of thing. And you're doing that here. You're going. Okay, so think about that it's not. Okay, that's just weird. Okay, so that's your D chord. So then we got an A. And then an E, suspended if you want. Okay, let's talk about that. So the A chord that I'm playing here is kind of a rock and roll A. It's one that like Angus Young and a lot of electric players will use. They won't hit that high E string. You can. Okay, it's there if you want it, but a lot of guys will just grab that A chord like they did the D chord. Okay, so just do that. Just smash your first finger down and get strings 2, 3, and 4. It's a little unorthodox, but that's okay. It's rock and roll. So, and then what I like to do is take my thumb, mute that low 6th string. That gets my A chord. And then an E chord. Now, when I'm playing this with a band, typically what I will do is I will suspend this lower chord. I'll go. Okay, so basically you got an E chord here, and you take that pinky and go from the second to the first string, and that gives you your suspension. And then your other guitar player could go the higher one, which is basically what you did in the intro, just up here. Why are we doing it up here? Because this is an E power chord, an E bar chord, and it matches the tonality of that low E chord, okay? So if you want it to sound cool, have you do this, and have your other guitar player go, and it'll sound really cool, okay? All right, so that's the intro bit. A, E, A, E, D, straight up D chord, E, and then the intro again. Okay, super easy. That's like the verses and the intro. And then we got this little transition part that goes, and that's just power chords, F. We know it's an F because this is an F here, right? E, F, F sharp, G. And so this would be a G power chord, so F, F sharp, G. By the way, if you need any help with that way that I was just thinking there on the fretboard, I have some videos to help you. You'll go to my homepage, you'll hit subscribe. After you hit subscribe, there's a playlist there called Beginners, and you'll go to that, and there's a bunch of theory lessons there, and one of the first ones there will teach you how to name all the notes on the fretboard. Okay, so F, and then they kind of drag that chord down. Basically, you hold the chord and you just let it slide down. Very rock and roll. And then you're going to go A, I wanna rock and roll all night. And then we're gonna go up here to a D, and then to an E, and we're gonna play a boogie woogie lick. Okay, what's that? I'm gonna show you. And I also have some videos on it. So here on YouTube, you could type in Your Guitar Sage Boogie, and after you peruse all the videos of me dancing, then you'll find some boogie woogie lick videos. So it's like, I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. Okay, or actually, and party every day. Okay, so there's a little push there. Okay, so let's talk about this. It's just straight up A, like before. You could hit that low E if you wanted. If you're in a goth band. So otherwise, mute that note every time. Okay, and then, so then the boogie woogie lick goes like this. It's a little mini power chord. If you don't know what a power chord is, here on YouTube, type in Your Guitar Sage power chords, and I'll teach you about that. Otherwise, a power chord looks like this. It's the first, fifth, and octave. We're playing a mini power chord, which is just the first, the fifth of the chord. And then we're going to do this little toggle with our pinky here, 2 frets up. There's a change in my pocket going jing-a-lang-a-lang. You know that, right? And so we're doing that on the D. Then we're doing it on the E. We know this is a D and an E because, well, because of the other video that you just watched, and you know the naming of the notes, okay? So that, my friends, is the whole song. Let's see, is that the whole song, Tim? I think it is. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. Back to the intro. And by the way, when I've played this with a band, sometimes we solo, sometimes we don't, but that's what you would solo over. You could do A blues, would sound fine in there, especially since you have an A major, D major, and E major, which is kind of like a 12-bar blues scale, which is a very common rock and roll theme, and it's replete in millions of songs, literally. If you don't know that, you don't know nothing. No, you know stuff. But what I'm saying is that's a really good chord progression that you need to know. And here on YouTube, just type in Your Guitar Stage 12-bar blues and I'll teach you about it. Okay? That's this whole song. So hopefully you learned something here today. If you have, hit like, please. And subscribe because I give tons of free lessons all the time. If you want a free ebook, go to yourguitarstage.com on how to play guitar. And I've got a whole free lesson series at unstoppableguitarsystem.com. Links are below. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Hit me up there. Ask me any questions you'd like, except for, I don't know. I just ask anything, really. I just don't care. And if you have cats and dogs, please spay and neuter them. I'm very serious about that. Please do that. My name is Eric Andreas with Your Guitar Stage. See ya.